All right, gentlemen, we are back with an addition now. We got Utility Cookie coming in as well. You and Travis are about to do a practice game after this, but I definitely will not be streaming that. We've been burned before with putting out info about our practice games. That's what happened. We were convinced that was the demise of Travis last time.
Oh, yeah, it did feel bad. I don't think it was. But yeah, we did a full in-depth match analysis for me against Esmond, and then I don't think it was. I think Esmond just outplayed me, but then at the time it felt bad because I was like, oh, I just gave him everything.
How are you, Utility?
I'm fine.
Beautiful. Good to have you on.
Yeah.
So I feel it's fitting because you are the person that I've been talking to the most about Inhumans. Would you like to do a Black Bolt in-depth character look?
Sure.
Or you can pick anyone else you want. I'm putting you on the spot. Pick anyone you want. That's not Angela, Black Panther, or Medusa.
We can do Black Bolt if you want, and then weak against will be full.
It's everybody.
It'll just be everywhere.
That's not true. But I'm not really high on him. But maybe we do some underused characters.
Yeah, true that.
See if we can find some.
I'm sure we can find one of them. So someone like, sometimes I think about Ghost Rider, and then I think about Zemo's a good one, but he just goes well with everything.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that just
we could do a Captain America as well.
Zemo, Captain America is fine. Zemo, I don't see him around a lot. I use him now in my new Season 5 roster.
Yep.
I think he's great.
I love him. And every time I replay Zemo, I'm always like, why am I not playing this guy more? He is awesome.
Because you get spoiled with three-pointers currently. There's a couple three-pointers that are just way above curve in that, like Valkyrie, really Valkyrie. You get spoiled. You have a 3-point slot out of faction, it's going to Valkyrie, right?
100%. That's.
Well, I'm using Zemo now in Black Order. I like him.
Ooh, yeah, he's spicy on Black Order.
Spicy.
Do you want to do a Thanos in-depth character review?
Oh, sure.
You can do that if you want. Although I feel like we're going to do that, we should have saved that one for when you and Morgan are on. That'll be a good one.
That's also good.
Because I'm going to do this a lot more, bring in other people. That way it's just not me spurting out stuff on just YouTube over and over again. So take your pick. We got Black Bolt, we got Thanos, we got Captain America. Really just, and then maybe one more meta pick.
We could do the meme more.
Nah. Because it'll be weak against, and then I'll put everybody in there.
What about Nebula? What about Nebula?
Nebula? Yeah, we do Nebula. I like Nebula. She's a two-threat character I continually look at and go, but she's not a Koye. Let me find Nebula. Where's her picture? That's the other problem.
Third row.
Third row, right there. Boom. In-depth on Nebula. Because I actually think she is super underrated. And I think it's solely because of a Koye just dwarfs all the other two-threat. And I think she's exceptional. So, we'll start off. I'll quickly swap us over to TTS, which I have now been disconnected from. So, give me 1 second. And then we'll go over a card and we will dive into it. Yeah, look at that, by the way. Restarted on Facebook, 0 problems. So it seems to be on the Twitch end of things.
Can almost guarantee it.
Yeah, Twitch has been a real pest lately. Right. Here we go. So I'll go through the cards super quick. So Nebula, a lot of people might not be using her. Although I can guarantee you a lot of people probably own her because I'm pretty sure Medpack comes with her and Gamora, doesn't it?
I think so. It's Medpack.
I think it's Medpack. Yeah. So a lot of people own her and probably don't use her. She is 4 health, long mover, which is awesome. Size 2, 2 threat, 3/3, 2 in defense. We have a range 2 4-dice strike with shock, and shock is an awesome condition. A range 3 blaster pistol and a shock sword assault. Range 3 6 dice with a reposition and a wild stun. She has assassin, so this is probably the main reason she doesn't get played very much. She cannot contest, interact with, or hold objective tokens. Additionally, this character may reroll any number of its attack dice when attacking a character that is holding or contesting an objective token. We have the cybernetic enhancements, which is basically healing factor 1, except for... No, that's basically it, except for it just adds... It's even better than healing factor 1 because it adds a reroll on defense. And she's immune to bleed, poison, and stun, which are all really strong conditions. We'll go over the first part of that assassin ability first, I think. This character cannot contest, interact with, or hold objective tokens. When you guys are looking at Nebula, tell me, is this the main reason you don't bring her in? We'll start with utility.
Well, I'm using her in Black Order.
Normally.
Normally, it's indeed the reason. If my reason is I go for a Koye, it's because it's either I want someone to sit on the point and scoring points, and usually it's better to have a 2-pointer sitting somewhere, maybe not really
just contributing much, but getting VPs.
Yeah, contributing to the game that much. It's better than have a 5-pointer there. So yeah, then you probably look at a Koye or a Rocket that can sit there, and maybe do some stuff at range.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
And Travis, I know you don't play Nebula. Why do you not play Nebula?
I just pretty much get to that point and stop reading the card. I just get really frustrated. I would have liked if it was one or the other. Like, thematically, if you go, I'm just going off the Marvel movies, she should be able to hold objectives, right? Because she manages to sneak Thanos' little tiny ship through, or she manages to sneak through and hold on and do all things and nefarious things in Endgame or whatever. She doesn't sneak the ship through, sorry, the ship just flies through tiny anyway. But it would be nice if she could have done one or the other. The fact she can't do either is quite frustrating because obviously VPs win games. She does have some really good places, I think, in the game. She's immune to bleed, poison, and stun, so 3 massive conditions that are very prevalent. The fact that she can hand out shocks and, more importantly, hand out stuns is really good. And her rerolls and defensive rerolls are great. So she ticks when we talked about Panther before and how he ticked all the boxes, she's ticking some boxes, but then she's got a big red flag on one big box in that she can't hold the objectives for me.
Yeah, it's brutal. It's such a little thing. It's just that little. There is times where you will need her to do it, and she just physically can't, and that's frustrating. But I mean, if you just send her in there and burn into the world, I think. Go ahead.
So, like, if you're an objective style squad, right? So, you take squads built around Angela, for instance. They're just going to hoover up objectives. They're going to sit on them. They're just going to make your day hard to win the game, right? But if you take Nebula into maybe what I'm guessing utility's playing in Black Order, in that you go down more the denial path, going, right, I'm just going to wipe you off the board. She probably has a really good place in those rosters.
Well, exactly, and you get VPs from killing stuff, don't you? Utility.
Yeah, exactly. So I play her at 19 points specifically, with Thanos adding 2 dice on her Shock Sword Assault, her rerolling all those dice. That's really good to have besides Corvus. And 19 points is demons, so
even better.
Everyone's situated, and I can afford with Black Order to not sit on points if I kill fast enough to get the lead later on in round 3,
right?
To get ahead.
Interestingly, probably in that you can jam her in on those demon points and not care. You're not really going to get the. You don't receive the incinerate because you're never contesting it. Is that correct, or?
I don't know.
Or does she still cop it?
Never really thought about it. Let me just bring it up.
Because you could just jam her in there, right, and just sit on objectives and just start hammering into people, and you don't care because you're never going to take it, right?
Yeah,
but you're double downing on there.
During the power phase, all characters within 1. She does gain it.
She does gain it.
Okay, so ignore me. Yeah. Read the rules, Travis.
Well,
but you don't care anyway.
Yeah, and she doesn't have to sit on it, right? Because she can just
she sits just off it.
Yeah.
Super powerful.
I mean, in squads that go real wide, because she's a Guardians character, you don't really feel the impact that you have one character. Let's say you play 6 or 7, even 7 characters.
Oh yeah.
And it's not that bad.
It's irrelevant. Yeah, it's only when you're doing the 4 and 5 character.
Yeah.
lists that you really notice that you're missing an objective holder. So we'll start with Nebula. Which meta picks would you say that she is strong against? So I try to hit the meta ones because you can actually throw heaps of characters up there. I'll start. I actually think that she's really, really good against Ghost Spider. She's a strong meta pick. She gets splashed in a lot of different factions now. Web Warriors are very much like the hot topic. Like I think more people are playing Web Warriors than ever before. And of all the Web Warriors, she is the least tanky, and they both move long, so she can catch her as well. Would you guys agree with that?
Yeah.
It's pretty much spot on. Can you think of any other meta picks that she would be very strong against?
I kind of like her versus, let's say, assuming those meta picks sit on points, because if she needs to hunt people holding or contesting the objectives, because then she gets the rerolls.
That's right.
Yeah, so assuming that they are, I think she's good against Magneto. I mean, she's a cheap character versus a expensive character, and she can do a lot of damage.
Absolutely, and she's actually a really great target for all you've got.
Yeah.
And the shock is actually really annoying for Magneto as well.
Yeah, and the stun, because as top of turn 2, she can you can if you sit her in range 3 of someone, you can shoot, gain 1 power, so she's on 3 power, and then she can immediately do the shock sword assault as well.
Ooh, I see you've had a few games with her.
I play her a lot.
Yeah. I'm actually going to be putting her in my roster for this weekend because you have piqued my interest. I got a little one-day tournament coming up on Saturday. Travis, who do you think?
I'd say she's probably really strong against. I'd say she's really strong going that Web Warrior theme into Venom. It's 2 energy defense. She's going to have a really good field day, like doing what Utility Cookie said, just a quick little blaster pistol, gain 1 quick power, and then bang, slam him for 6, and then you get the stun, so you can limit his counter-attack capability by getting that stun in there as well.
Absolutely.
It's really brutal on Venom, so...
And if
he's probably sitting on an objective as well.
Oh, yeah, he absolutely does. Like, he's an absolute beast. He's just sitting there and just pulling people in and beating them up or whatever. He's also great sitting on an objective, and you can do his webline pull or whatever his version of it's called, point blank. And because it's medium, not only do you pull them off the objective through yourself, but like you really pull them off it. I think it's also good here when we talk about synergies and things like that. When Utility talked about putting Thanos with her, where you can increase her dice into 1 massive attack. That would be really painful for Venom to deal with. Big, huge energy attack, really accurate, really powerful.
She gets probably going to get flipped, and then she gets what +4
with Thanos.
Yeah, huge.
Yeah.
Becomes
what I like to do is just send her off turn 1, double move, and then it's like you can kill her, but you're gonna get 10 dice with rerolls.
Oh god. You're a bit laggy there, Travis, but it's okay. You're getting a bit lag there, Travis. It's all good, mate. Right. Another character that I think is a...
Mate, I just...
That's all good. We'll run you through it. Yeah, see if you can help it, fix it up, Travi, but we'll keep pushing on.
No, you guys keep powering. I can visualize.
Okay, perfect. You sound a little bit better, but still a slight lag. I think while your internet catches up. I think she's very good against Valkyrie. Really strong objective character. Valkyrie has no defensive buffs, so a character like Nebula could seriously probably wipe her out in 1 activation. Have you had any experience with that utility?
Yeah, I mean the dice have to go a bit your way, but if you have rerolls and do the turn 2 setup, like I mentioned, it's like 4 into 6, so that's also 10 dice in total with full rerolls.
I would rate myself there. If I was someone like Travis that generally backs my dice, I would rate myself there to actually take Valkyrie off of the board.
I'm actually a little bit excited to maybe give Nebula a bit of a go.
Yeah, you're actually getting me thinking. And that's the whole point of this series, right? Is I'm starting with the meta characters because obviously there's a lot more like hype around them right now. But there is other characters out there that we should don't get looked at, that people just, when they listen to podcasts and things like that, they just check out on them because they haven't heard anyone talk about them, so they mustn't be good. But they are good.
Well, I wonder how many dice effectively is a 10 dice attack with 4 rerolls? Is it up around that probably, what, 13?
Let's assuming, say, you roll 10, about half of them miss, right?
Yep.
So
Yeah.
you get another,
So 15.
5 basically, if some crits are in there. So at least 15, then I think, right?
Yep. Yeah. Not bad.
If you look at it that
Amazing.
way.
Now, another meta
Amazing.
character that I think she's quite good against because of that shock sword assault, the range 3 teleport, is Toad. So she can go in and she can hit him with her, let's say that we're on a point and we're contesting. If she uses her strike attack onto Toad.
Well, he's always going to have an objective.
Well,
So
that's
she's
it.
gonna
That's
get
exactly
rerolls.
right.
Yeah.
So if she does her attack into Toad with just, let's say, a strike in this current situation, he does his slippery or whatever and he runs away, but the range 3 can actually catch him there and she can continually chase him. And he's generally the extract holder, right? So she'll continue to get the rerolls against him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which
I
is,
hate I'm going to say this, but she's probably like on this, if we're following this path, whether she's in Black Order or not in Black Order, just that 6 dice energy attack into characters like Panther and that, she's probably going to get damage through, right?
yep. And
Yeah.
and a
Yeah.
stun.
I like Reverse Panther as well because she can shock him and she can stun him. If he's stunned, it's a sad day for him.
Oh,
Both
yeah.
very annoying.
That's a
conditions, yeah.
sad Panther. Now, sadly, we come to the next point, which is weak against. So, characters I think she's weak against that are meta, I'll open it up right here. Low health pool with a big throw from Angela. She can't reroll
Can't
her
reroll.
dice against
Yeah.
Angela, so a character like Angela or Medusa, we can just throw Medusa up there straight away.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah,
two are small nightmares for her, and they are very popular for her. They're very popular in the meta
You
currently.
can pretty much pick any. I think it's a hard thing with 2-pointers, right? Is that she's a 2-pointer that feels like a 2-pointer, so she should be weak against probably the majority of people
4 and up.
higher
right?
threat than her, I guess. 4
Yeah,
and up,
that's been-
really.
Yeah.
Like, they get in that one-shot range.
She is
Yeah,
quite
She only has
so-
4
tanky.
health, right? So,
Yeah.
so anyone can kill her if they really want to.
Exactly. And you spoke about it before with Panther, Travis. 6 health is comfortable in that you have a low chance of being one shot. 4 health is very uncomfortable and you have a good chance of being one shot. She does remove a wound when she activates, and she also does get a defensive reroll. I'm pretty sure with her cybernetic enhancements she does. So she is she's actually decently tanky, but yeah, she is weak against these two in particular because the main reason you brought her was for that shock and awe attack, and she can't do it against those two. Another one, and I don't want to be going on to it, but the king of mystic attacks right here is awkward for her because she only has 2 mystic defense.
The doc.
Does have 2 mystic defense. Have to double check that. So she's weak
And
there
again, it's
solely
probably
just because he'll just blast her.
Defender as well.
Yes, yeah. Defenders
Probably
is also
Defender as well, right?
yeah. Defenders are very good
Defend-
against her.
Defend in general. Yeah.
Mystic attacks and strange can increase the defense dice of the people she's targeting. So,
And at range, maybe you have Hawkeye in there. He just shoots at range 5.
oh yeah,
Defenders is a weird one. The next time we do about these, Jay, we should go in depth into a Defenders, I reckon, because they're a scalpel faction, right? You can pick the energy type or attack type you like and just hammer a character with it, right? And then you start adding in the hexes and that. But there's just something that's just missing with them.
that's right. I think with the
Faction
introduction
probably
of
doesn't like running into them.
yes, I think with the introduction of characters like Angela and Medusa, defender stocks go up because I think what they're missing is movement shenanigans. I feel like you're often using a lot of their actions to do movements, and they don't really have much in the way of repositions that are consistent. Like they have repositions in Strange, but he has to deal damage for that. It's less consistent than it could be versus other factions. And what is one more character that is strong against Nebula? I mean, I can see a couple down there, but we're trying
to... Yeah.
Just close your eyes and spin your mouse and see what it lands on.
Oh, we're landing on Ultron. That's wrong.
Yeah, I mean, everyone who wants to kill her, right?
That's right, absolutely. Yeah. I think something like Corvus.
Yeah, shoots his ultra.
Yeah, exactly. Anyone.
Someone who can reliably
feels like a waste to attack with Corvus.
It does.
Maybe that puts her as strong against Corvus.
Yeah, maybe strong. Yeah. I mean, she gets 5 health on the injured side. So
she does, yeah. She's better on
and you know what? Her ability to stun Corvus is quite nasty as well. So she's probably somebody that Corvus probably deals with and just gets rid of her. Because if she gets that stun on him, then he's not a happy chappy.
Oh, yeah, he is really unhappy. I'll throw one more up there that I think is she's weak against. And that is right here. Which, for a 2-threat, being mainly weak to only these 5-threat... I mean, I'm going to count Medusa as a 5-threat and up. You get pretty happy with that for a 2-threat. But She-Hulk, just massive, large quantities of dice. Individually, she can gain power in lots of different ways, so she can get around the stun and still be powered up. The shock is largely irrelevant for her because it just brings her down to 6 dice, which is still above the curve. Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, though, your 2-threat is weak against some of the 5 best characters in the game. So, aside from that, you're doing all right.
Yeah.
Which 2-threat should be weak
funny,
there.
Right? Because in a way, she's also good against them. Because, like, if you look at MODOK and She-Hulk with big health pools,
yep.
If you have the, let's say, 10 dice with reroll all, you on other characters, maybe you do a lot of overflow damage that doesn't get anywhere, but on She-Hulk it sticks. So
exactly, which is
which is what you want. I think she's the definition of glass cannon in this game.
Yeah, her and Gamora. Gamora is a character that I wish was 3-threat. So we'll start with synergies, and I'll let you run through this one because you hit the nail on the head. Is really, really good for her. Thanos. Why does she synergize well here?
Yeah, well, Thanos is just great. I mean, if you run him, probably run Black Order. You need the extra. Some people say it doesn't matter, but I think the extra VPs from his leadership are super important to not fall behind and edge out the wins.
You want to get probably on average 2 a game, 3 a game maybe.
Well, yeah, I get mostly 3. Often I get 3.
Yeah, 3's that's huge, man.
Yeah, it means that I need to rush to 13 instead of 16. That's how I often approach the matchups with the Black Order.
That's an interesting way of looking at it. Plus, like you said, you can add dice to her attacks. So her attacks kind of have a little bit of a low dice pool, but when you put Thanos near her, like you said, it's an 8 dice energy attack. It's a 10 dice energy attack with full rerolls. It's nasty. It could potentially spike high.
Yeah, my regular opponents that I play here locally, they now, if it's the 19-point version, they often forgo to daze her turn 1 because they're afraid the top of 2, because I'm still running 4 characters at 19 with Corvus and Proxima. I always have Prio, so top of 2 they get a 10 dice with reroll all in the face. They just want it. So she stays alive, and then if she sticks around, it's also bad for her. Because then it's still a 6 dice with reroll. Saves me some power maybe.
Or 8 dice or anything.
Yeah. So I really like her with him.
What is something else that she synergizes really well with? Sadly, she doesn't actually synergize that well. I mean, she synergizes well with Guardians in that they run really wide. Like you said, they run 7 wide, 6 wide.
Not capping.
And that does negate her...
And having a glass cannon like her hidden amongst a pack of, having a wolf amongst the sheep is not a bad thing to have, I wouldn't say diamond in the rough. But, maybe a lesser gemstone in the rough.
I mean, because all the other Guardians are probably... the other Guardians are sitting on points, capping extracts, and yeah, you want to go after those models, and so that keeps her a bit safe. But yeah, if you keep her around, she's removing characters.
She's a pest.
Yeah, and the Misfits card is also pretty good because one of the best
Free
effects is
attack.
the stun, or the free attack,
Yep.
exactly. And she's immune to the stun, so if she rolls it,
Ooh.
that's also not bad for her.
I really like the level Misfit cards because it's like a Wakanda Forever combined with a couple of other cards together, but it's just random,
Yeah.
and that's what's fun about it. You're just like, I don't, one of these things is happening, and they're all good, so I don't mind. What else does she
If you
synergize
run
well
enough
with?
Guardians, yeah.
Exactly. If you have enough Guardians using lovable Misfits, you're going to see some things that you want to see. Who else does she synergize well with?
Me, I don't know, everything that gives her extra dice, but besides Thanos, only Lockjaw. I don't know
Yes.
if she really synergizes with him, but he can give her extra dice.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, but I don't think
it's not often. I might use his Hound ability maybe once a game, I think.
Yep.
When I've just run
It's
out
not
of
why-
things to use his power on, or
Yeah.
Is there any other leaderships apart from the Black Order that you think she sits well in?
Yeah, because
She
if
doesn't
you're looking at
sit well.
Sin, I think she's more of a solo character.
Yep.
And Thanos and Star-Lord happen to have the affiliations that they like. I don't know if you want to run her in Defenders. I mean, making her attacks Mystic can be
Yeah,
cool.
that'd be good. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know if she further fits the Defenders game plan.
No, not really. Not unless you were doing like an attrition defenders list, with a time stone strange and going down this different path that they're not really used to.
Yeah.
What's weird is that I'm actually looking more at what she doesn't synergize well with. She doesn't synergize well with Avengers because she doesn't utilize their leadership at all. She doesn't synergize well with Cabal. They are very attrition focused, but because she spends her power in odd numbers, like you said, she can self-generate herself to 3 on the second turn. She doesn't really do anything with the additional power except for, just pump out more shock swords. But because it comes in 3s, it's a bit awkward.
Yeah.
She's not bad in Wakanda, I want to say. But again, it doesn't go with the Wakanda game plan. She gets additional rerolls, but that's basically it. So I don't want to say that's a good synergy. This might actually be the first character we come across where, like you said, she's just such a solo operator that she will not sit. It's not that she doesn't synergize with everyone. It's just that she's not a bad pick, really, anywhere, if you're going for a damage-orientated list.
Yeah. I think if you go for the attrition, the damage dealing, she's a good 2-pointer to take.
Yep.
Yeah.
Strong. Really strong.
yeah.
Swapping over to TTS, what tactics cards? I'll start with Lovable Misfits, but what else do you think she synergizes well with for tactics cards?
Yeah, Bitter Rivals is always nice, of course.
So I'll go over Lovable Misfits really quickly. Any number of Guardians of the Galaxy characters may spend 1 power each player's card. They each roll 1 dice, so you just chuck a dice out, see what happens. On a crit or a wild, you perform a 0-cost attack or gain 2 power. It's basically always 0-cost attack. If you roll a hit, you can deal auto damage, which is kind of good here because she's nearly always at those objectives because she's trying to get the rerolls. You roll a shield or a blank, you immediately advance S. It's less good, but still relevant. And this is the one the utility was talking about. If you roll a skull, herself and all other characters with 2 gain the stun special condition, but she's immune to it, so she ignores that skull. Really powerful. I'll bring out Bitter Rivals because I do like this, and she can actually play this like you said. She can get to be on 3 power at the end of the second turn, or midway through the second turn, so she can drop this if required. Any character may spend 3.
Save power on other characters. Yeah.
Exactly, and you don't mind if she's spending it because you're going to lose a shock sword, but your key characters are going to maintain their power. Any character may spend 3 to play this card. Choose an enemy character until the end of the round. Other enemy characters within 3 of the chosen character roll 1 less attack and defense roll. It's such a brutal card, this one. when it's timed well, it can be really defensive, it can be really offensive, and I do like that you can bring it for both. Not quite as good as Disarm in the defensive mindset, but a very close second. Sadly, Guardians don't really have any other good cards. That's one thing. Lovable Misfits brought their stocks up, but not too much. Anything else?
Maybe what's it called? Blind Obsession on her. Increases her dice versus one. I mean, she's gonna die versus anything anyway.
Yeah.
So you don't really care about the lesser defense versus others, but she gets 2 dice to her attack rolls when targeting the chosen character.
Yeah, exactly. And if they're attacking her, that's good, right? They're not attacking your objective carriers. They're not attacking anything like that. That's a good pick. And then, do you think that she's also a good Doomed Prophecy target?
Well, she only has a strike with the physical attack, right?
That's true, isn't it? Because it's only physical, isn't it? I always forget.
7.
Yeah, no, not a good one.
Depends. I mean, you've got your Daughters of Thanos card.
I don't even know
With
what that
Gamora,
does.
where you can get a sort of. So it's basically when either an allied Gamora or an allied Nebula makes an attack action. After the attack is resolved, both characters may spend 2 power. The character that did not make the initial attack may make an attack targeting the same character.
It's pretty good.
It just says make an attack. So, like if Gamora's going in, the Nebula's sitting there with 3 power or 5, so she's charged up on her injured side. She's got, say she's got 5 power sitting there. You can pay 2 and just straight away do a big
Shock
6
sword,
dice energy attack into them.
Powerful, really powerful. Any card I think that lets you make an attack out of activation, I think has to be respected.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think there's something to explore here with the Daughters of Thanos card, because Gamora is
powerful.
She doesn't see the table a lot, but I think I can see some places where you can run her, and if you run Nebula with her, I would take that card. I mean, like you said, an out of activation attack can be super dangerous.
Oh yes, Gamora for me is like this awesome combination of Black Panther and Valkyrie and Proxima with the martial prowess, and for some reason it doesn't work, and I think it's because of the 5 health and the low defense. Yeah, the combination is so strong that she just auto gets targeted, and she doesn't have the defensive capability to survive it.
Yeah. I've tried her with in Defenders a bit, with the martial prowess, and then Strange giving her 2 extra, so she was on 7. I mean, it was funny, but.
What about if you tried her in X-Force? Because Cable can do the same thing now, but you also get a reroll and attack.
True.
For one of your attacks. Could be strong. She does have a 6 dice Godslayer attack there at the top, so that could be a bit nasty.
Yeah, or X-Men then, if you bring Cable in Storm, and then add her in. Then you also have the
cover as well. Very strong. I might actually have to look at her. I'm playing X-Men this weekend, so I'm going to be going X-Men with Storm low threat and into A-Force high threat. Because I like the idea of Crystal dropping off She-Hulk, and there's a bunch of conditions that no one can shake off. I like that.
yeah, that's really good. That's really
so
good.
Strong.
And the Gamora is an A-Force, right?
Yes, yeah. My problem with Gamora is that she's 4 threat.
Yeah.
That's where I struggle. If that was a 3 threat and you just made her Godslayer a 5 dice attack, I would play her a lot.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, I'd be happy with that.
Leap's super good.
Yeah. Leap strong, martial prowess strong, Deadliest Woman in the Galaxy is awesome because it's just online at all times. Oof.
Yep.
But 4 threat, that 4 threat, 5 threat slot is just contested. It's contested with so much stuff that you can't really afford to waste it, sadly, on slots like that, which is frustrating.
No. Yeah, if you have the option, right, you always take Medusa over her. Exactly.
Yeah, and additional health, more damage output, and can take a punch.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Just awesome. Right, gentlemen, well, that wraps up this video. Thank you very much for coming on. And Utility, if you want to, I would love to do a game next week, mate. That would be mad. I'll talk to you later about that, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to hold you guys up anymore.
No
I know
worries.
you and Travis have a game scheduled. Appreciate you guys coming in, and hopefully we'll do some more.
Sorry, I couldn't add more to Nebula, mate. I was just sitting there. I was just sitting here while you're talking, just scrolling through all the tactics cards going, nope, 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 nope.
No,
Nope.
that's what I mean.
Can't find anything.
Tactics cards, you hover over here, it says there's 100 of them, but really there's 20, right? In my mind, there's 20 tactics cards and the rest are just blank because,
True.
they're so situational and they're always like really niche things that happen that they're not worth bringing because if it doesn't happen, you've wasted that slot and that slot is really powerful. Well, on that sour note... We'll kill it there, boys. Thanks heaps for coming on. I'll jump out of Discord and then I'll rejoin and talk to you guys when you are doing your game.
All right.
Yeah,
thanks, guys.
No worries.
All right, guys. Well, that's going to wrap us up tonight. A little bit of a different stream for us. Thursday nights, for some reason, I need to talk to my internet provider, but there is a weird network issue going on, which has been really limiting for the stream. So you'll notice that I spent most of tonight in a static screen because for some reason there's a lot of dropped frames. So apologies to that and apologies to the YouTube guys. A little bit different tonight, but just trying to get some more content out there. Been really pushing some big numbers on YouTube right now, which is really good and really gratifying to see. So I appreciate all of you watching, and I obviously appreciate everybody watching on stream. Yeah, I say a lot. And I'm sorry about that. All right, guys. Peace out. Back on Saturday night with Travis's and Pat's top 2 in the world game. Really excited for that. We're also going to be back on Saturday daytime with a one-day Marvel tournament. So there'll be 3 games being uploaded there. So heaps of content coming tonight. Heaps of content coming this week for Marvel, which I'm really excited for. And yeah, good luck to Travis, and hopefully we can bring it home for Strike Better, baby. See you guys.